I'm the star. I'm the big shot around here. Nobody tells me what to do.
Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. I have missed you guys. I know it's been 2 weeks, but I'm here with another book haul. Guys, hopefully you guys like part 2 to this book haul. My name is Pinup Monroe. If you don't know who I am, I do retro hauls, retro tutorials, vintage hauls, vintage tutorials. That is the niche on this channel, so please hit like and subscribe, and please turn on the notification bell so you vixens can know when I upload more videos. Now, I hope you guys liked my last book haul. I got a lot of good, feedback on that one, and I hope you guys liked my last vintage haul, and I put a lot of goodies for the whole year of 2024. Matter of fact, welcome to 2025. I'm just so happy to see another year with this channel. I know I'm growing slowly. Sometimes I wish I could grow faster, but that's life. Life happens, and some things take unexpected turns, and you just gotta roll with the punches. But I'm so happy to have you guys here. Hi to all my new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. And yeah, let's get started on this book haul. I cannot wait to show you part 2 of the book haul. Now, vixens, these are some books that I just got. Now, the reason why it took 2 weeks for me to come out with this one, part 2 of the giant book haul, is because there were some books I was waiting in the mail, and I wanted to make sure I get everything so it can just be a good haul. But this is one of the books that I got. This is by Morlaray Tartuffe by Richard Wilbur. Now, I haven't read this one yet, but I did hear it was really good. Now, vixens, some of these books I have not read, but I'm just showing you guys because maybe you guys may be interested in for yourselves. But yeah, this is Tartuffe, translated into English verse and introduced by Richard Wilbur. But yeah, I cannot wait to read this book. I have seen some good reviews on it, and I've seen other people read the book and they said it was really good. So I really want to try this book out and see what I think about it. I do want to start like doing book review. Like, this is not a book review, it's just a haul, but I would like to go back in the old books I did show y'all and just do my little side notes. Let me know if you guys are interested in the video like that. I've seen it been done on YouTube, so I figured maybe I can do it too. But yeah, I haven't heard of this. I have not read it yet, but I am gonna read this book, so let me know what you guys think of this book. Now, segueing to the more classical books I did get, this book is called The Swan Song. Now, this is by John Galsworthy, and I have not read this, but I did do some research, and this is based in the 1920s. But I do want to read it, get into it and read it. But it is called The Swan Song by John Galsworthy. And this book, let me see when this book was published. And I did get this at a thrift store. This book was published in 1928. The first published. This is the first version of The Swan Song. So I really want to see how good this book is. I've seen a lot of people that read classical books read this book, so I was like, I'm gonna get this book for myself. So that's something else that I wanted to try. And the other book by John Galsworthy, if I'm saying the name right, yes, John Galsworthy, is called The Silver Spoon. And this one I got off of eBay, and guys, it took forever to come because this is from France. So it took almost 2 weeks, almost a whole month for this one to come. So that's kind of why this book haul is a little late. So sorry about that, y'all. But it's called The Silver Spoon, and I did some research on this one. And this one was published, let me see. 1926, the first publishing. So the same one as the Swan Song. This is the Silver Spoon by John Galsworthy is the same time it was published. So that's pretty neat. And I did some more research on the Silver Spoon, and this is also based no, the Swan Song is based in the 20s, and then this is based in the 1930s. So I cannot wait to read these books and see, see if I like it or not. I haven't read these, so I'm not going to tell you, oh, these are really good, and I haven't read them. The next book I did get was In Search of Lost Time, Swan's Way by Marcel Proust. And this is just another classical book, but it's called The Swan's Way. And this is like the pages. And this was published in 1928, around the same time as these. I wonder if these have any kind of relation, because that's the Swan Song and this is the Swan's Way. So I don't know, maybe this have you guys let me know in the comments, have you guys ever read The Swan's Way by March Proust? Is it March Proust? Am I saying that right? Marcel Proust. I'm sorry, guys. March. It's just hard to read it right here. It's just, I was hoping, because when I ordered the book online, it had like a dust jacket, but it didn't come with the dust jacket, so it was hard to read it right here. But yeah, I really want to get and dive into this, and I want to swing back and tell y'all if I like it or not. And another classical book I got by EDNA LYALL, if I'm saying it right. EDNA LYALL, if I'm saying it right, In the Golden Days. So this is one of the books called In the Golden Days, and I like the detail on the side. I thought that was pretty neat. And yeah, this is an old book. Now this has some writing in it. Let me see. What is this? Well, it doesn't, it says, it has a writing in it, but I can't read it, so, but, yeah, this is called The Golden Days, and this was published, let me see, now her books, when I did look on eBay, y'all, for her books is kind of expensive, and also they're very, very old, and I think this is, written in the 1800s, because I'm seeing some things that will look like it could be written like in early, not 1800s, the 1900s, because this looks very, very old. So I think it could be written around that time, but I cannot wait to dive into this one as well. I just want to see what it's about and if I like it. But yeah, these are like the 4 classical books that I have that I want to show y'all in this haul. Let me know what you guys think about The Silver Spoon, Swan's Way, Swan Song, and The Golden Days. Alright, Vixens, next book I want to show you guys is a book, Love Poetry. This is by Stalworthy, and it has very beautiful poems in it. Guys, I couldn't put this down. I read all the poems. And it's just a poetry book of beautiful poems. It's so pretty, y'all. I love it, and I like the images on top of it. Like the image on top is so pretty. It's beautiful. Like, it just has some very beautiful classic poems in here, like love poems. So I think you guys will like this book, and I think it's pretty neat. Like, it's edited by John Stalworthy, and it is the Book of Love, a book of love poetry. That's what it says. So yeah, I think you guys should check it out. And I got this off of eBay for only like $2 or $3, and I couldn't even put this down. So I like this book. Another book that I think you guys should check out is The 50 Greatest Love Letters. I've been such into like I said from the last haul, romance novels, but just love poems, anything that has to do with love. I've been just obsessed with that topic for some reason. This is The 50 Greatest Love Letters of All Time, edited by David H. Lowenhurst. I'm saying the name right, but yeah, it just has like a bunch of just love poems dedicated to people that they love, that they dedicated it to. Like, there's a poem about Cleopatra, about Queen Victoria, just of their loves, dedicating poems to them. So I think that's pretty neat. Oh, and Mozart, and I thought that was pretty neat of seeing all these old love letters and poems, you know, and reading it to like people that they really love and care for. That's pretty neat. And it just shows you like cute, beautiful poems and love letters. They do stand the test of time, even if like the couple may not be with each other anymore. It just shows it stands the test of time when it's like your true love, and when it's just like some like literature, classic literature and poetry and art. And I think poems are art, so I think it's pretty cool that you get to, you know, see it in like books and stuff of what they used to write to their loves back in those times. Now guys, here's another book that I'm halfway done with. It is by D.H. Lawrence. It is called Sons and Lovers, Woman in Love, Love Among the Haystacks, Lady Chatterley's Lover. So far, I am on Love Among the Haystacks, and I really do love this book so much. I love the classic love stories in this book. Like I said, I've just been obsessed with like love stories and love poems. So I do love this book, guys. Now his books is a little, I wouldn't say pricey, but I'm always looking for a budget, so you know, I thought this was pretty cool. Now this was published, this version was published, no, the first version of this was published in 1913, and the second one was in 1921, the third in 1930, and the last was in 1960. And this one that I have is like published in the 1980s. But I thought it was just pretty neat to like, you know, read all these beautiful stories and stuff. And this is a thick book. So I'm like halfway done with this, and I'm so proud of myself because I told myself that, you know, this year I want to read all the books I got, like every last one of them. And I just don't want them just sitting on my bookshelf and stuff. So I'm really like, you know, determined to read these. So I'm halfway through this, and so far I love it, and I do recommend this book. Now, segueing out of the classics, I want to go into Harlem Renaissance. Now, I've been obsessed, guys, over Dorothy West. I don't know if you know who she is, but she is an old Harlem Renaissance author. Back in the old days, in the classical Harlem Renaissance era, she was like the youngest one in that time and the last one. And I love her books. I've been trying to collect all her literature. I do know she lived in Martha's Vineyard. There is a movie called The Wedding with Halle Berry that she played in it. And guys, I really highly recommend that you watch that movie because it will give you an idea about this book, about her books. But I love this book. It's called The Wedding, and I highly recommend this book. Guys, I have read this 3 times. That's how much I love this book. I love this book. It's The Wedding by Dorothy West. And then I also have The Richer the Poor by Dorothy West. This is a good book. I love it too. It's just about a woman that's in her marriage and she's not that happy in it. So I do recommend this book as well if you want to know, if you love Dorothy West and if you love her books and stuff. And then the other Dorothy West book I have, The Living is Easy, based in the 1940s. And this is a good book as well, guys. I read this twice. Highly recommend. I love Harlem Renaissance. I'm obsessed with that era. And then I also have a book called The Last Leaf of Harlem by Dorothy West. And it's just a bunch of little stories of Harlem by her. And I love this book. But one thing I do really love about the wedding book is it was also co-wrote by Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. So I do love that too, that she had, like, that was The Wedding. This book was like the last book of Dorothy West, you know, before Dorothy West passed away. So I do recommend this book a lot because this is like her old book. Well, her last book, not her old book. Her last book. So I do highly recommend. And then this one is Dorothy West, Martha's Vineyard. And it just talks about how Dorothy West moved to Martha's Vineyard, lived there almost her whole life and published a newspaper, and she was also in a group called the Literature Girls or something like that. But I do recommend, you know, if you are interested in these type of books of Dorothy West and just her stories and stuff, I recommend all these books. This I had to order off a website. It wasn't on eBay or nowhere else. It was a different website. I will make sure I put the link in the description box below if you're interested in this book. But these books, I just love them. Guys, don't sleep on Dorothy West because she has some really, really good books. And I love The Wedding with Halle Berry. It's such a good movie. Guys, I have a huge little pile of more Harlem Renaissance book. I'm going to get into this one called Here in Harlem. It is a bunch of poems with goodness, what is his name? Langston Hughes. And I think this is either Duke Ellington. This looks like Langston Hughes, but this is a book of poems of just Harlem Renaissance and stuff. So I'm really happy. I'm really loving this book. I've read this book once, but it does have pictures and stuff in it of just back in those time of the Harlem Renaissance. So if you're interested in that, I highly recommend this book too if you're like into that era. Another book too that I love so far, and I really recommend this. It's called The Harlem Renaissance, Hub of African American Culture 1920 through 1930. This is a good book too if you're into that. It has a lot of pictures in it, poems, poetry, and just stories of people that was very involved in the Harlem Renaissance. So this is a good book, you know, if you're into that. I do recommend this book too. This is a good one. The Circles of the 20th Century. So if you're into Harlem Renaissance, this is a good one. Another book that I do like, and I didn't fully read it because it's a thick book, guys, but it is The Black New Yorkers, the Black New Yorkers, 400 Years of African American History. So this is a good one as well. Now they have different versions. They have New York. They have one on the Boston one. They have like different, like in different cities and stuff. I got the New York version, but this has like pictures and stuff if you want to know more about Harlem Renaissance and just want to know more about it. I think this is a good book as well if you're just interested into this. So this is another, you know, good book too. It does talk about the civil rights movement and struggles that African Americans went through in those times. So this is a good book that I do recommend. Another book that I really enjoyed was The Power of Pride. Now this has a lot of pictures in it, which I'm very, very happy. I love pictures. It has pictures of Zora Neale Hurston. It has pictures of the Nicholas brothers, Josephine Baker, just different people that really impacted the Harlem Renaissance. So this is a good book as well. You know, it didn't come with a dust jacket, but I only got it for $2, so I didn't care. Another book too that I really like is Speak So You Can Speak Again, The Life of Zora Neale Hurston. And I really love Zora Neale Hurston, y'all. She had a hard life, goodness. When I read her books and I watch her biography, she had a really hard life. And it's just so sad. A lot of people used her. And it's just, you know, but I love what I loved about her. She didn't allow herself to be stuck under someone's thumb and allow herself to be used. You know, people tried to use her, but she, you know, she got out of it. You know, she was accused of essaying a young boy or a young girl or something. It's just, her story is sad and it's mean and hurtful. You know, she just wanted to make art and she just wanted to come out with her books and stories, and people just tried to use and abuse her. And that was the thing that really, you know, made me very sad for her. She had a hard life and people tried to use her because of her talent, and I just don't like that. She reminds me so much of Billie Holiday, just how people was using Billie Holiday. And, you know, Billie Holiday had a rough start, and I feel like that's the same with Zora Neale Hurston. She had a rough start as well, and people tried to use and capitalize off of her. So I just didn't like that. But if you guys want to know more about her, this is a good book. Another book I like a lot is called Bright Boulevard, The Story of Black Hollywood. if you guys are into like Black Hollywood, old Black Hollywood, this is a good book. I really recommend. It does have a lot about Dorothy Dandridge, how she struggled, Lena Horne, just all the old Black, Sidney Poitier, Diane Carroll, just all the Black Hollywood stars back in like, starting from minstrelsy all the way to like the 70s, of just how they just were struggling for roles and stuff in Hollywood. And one thing I noticed too, like Black Hollywood in California Hollywood is different from Black Harlem Renaissance. And I used to think they were the same, but no, it's two different spectra. It's two different struggles and two different things, but all in like they both like they identify with each other, but it's like two different monsters, if that makes sense. But I do recommend this book. This is by Donald Bugle, and if you guys don't know who he is, he's the author that also came out with this book, Lena Horne, and Dorothy Dandridge's book. I don't know. I know some of y'all have her book. I really feel y'all do have it. But there's another book I'm going to show in this haul by David Bogle. Is it Bogle? Bogle? Yeah, Bogle. There's another best-selling author of Dorothy Dandridge. It says it right here. So I do recommend this book if you guys want to know more about Black Hollywood. Now, here's some other books about just Black history and stuff. This is called The Black Book, guys. This talks all the way about slavery, all the way to minstrelsy, like about all type of like different eras of like the old days of like civil rights movement and stuff. This also has like a list of just like Black creators, Black inventors, Black people that came out with the first of whatever. There's a lot of things we use in our house that is created by Black people, like Black inventors, and they never got their credit, or they didn't get it patented and it got stolen. And this talks about that, so I highly recommend it. It even shows like these images right here, so it shows a lot of things, and some of the stuff it was kind of hard for me to read, but it's good to at least know about it. So that's something that I do recommend with this. Another book that I do recommend is Brown Sugar. Now, there is, if you don't want to read the book, I do both. There's a show on YouTube called Brown Sugar, and it talks about all the Black Hollywood stars and actresses and singers and stuff. And it goes all the way to the 1920s, all the way to the 1970s. It talks about just who was big around each era. So I do recommend this book if you want to know more about those Black stars. So I do recommend it if like say you want to just know about Eartha Kitt or Billie Holiday or whoever. They have them in this book. Now the last book I want to show you guys in this topic of like Black history and stuff like that is the Lena Horne book, Goddess Reclaimed by David Bugle. Guys, anything you want to know about Lena Horne is in this book. I was so excited when I got this book because this is the only book I have of Lena Horne. Now I am going to do more research on Lena Horne because I know there's more books out there about her, but it's very few and far between, so I am going to get as many as I can, as much as I can on her. But so far this is a good one, and guys, just look how pretty this book is. It has all these beautiful images of Lena Horne, and it just tells her story and stuff. And she is so pretty. She's so beautiful. Like, I just never seen an actress so pretty ever. Besides Dorothy Dandridge and Billie Holiday and Diane Carroll and stuff and the Supremes, I just never seen someone just so beautiful. She's beautiful. Like, it just has all her pictures and stuff in here of Lena Horne. So, guys, get this book. It's not that expensive. It's like 20-something bucks. And it's worth it. If you're like a Lena Horne fan, get this book. Right, now going into another topic, kind of like old Hollywood still. This book right here is by Lydia Sunshine, and it's called Lovers. Just like, it's just a book of like old Hollywood classic lovers and films. And in real life, it has like Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton. It has Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe. It has Joan Crawford and what's the other, goodness, what is his name? If you guys you guys know who he is. Joan Crawford and this guy, and then it's Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart on the back. So it has like the great lovers and stuff, you know, from Hollywood. And it has on and off screen. This talks about like on and off screen. So I thought that's pretty neat. And you know, there's no, I have a lot of old Hollywood books, but I don't have it like on different topics, and I thought that was pretty neat. Alright, Vixens, now another book that I wanted to segue into, it is by Fred E. Baston. It is Max Factor's Hollywood Glamour Movies Makeup. And when I seen this, I had to get this gem. This is all about Max Factor. I collect a lot of old Max Factor makeup, so I had to get this book, and I read some interesting facts, and I highly recommend. It talks about all of Max Factor's just old Hollywood makeup and how he started and on this old Hollywood star, so I recommend. Guys, get this book if you really want to know more about Max Factor. Next book, guys, it is called Lovers by Mary Lawrence. This is the book, guys. It just has images of just like old lovers back in just like ancient times, and of like just back in those of ancient times, like just old times, like back in like the 1700s, 1800s, and 1920s. Like it has a lot of images in here. It is a big book, guys. I'm like struggling trying to hold this book up, but it just has art and images of it, and it's called Lovers. This is the front. And this is the back. It is a heavy book. So guys, it says Lovers, 100 works of art celebrating romantic love with commentaries by the distinguished and the great. So as what I said, this is what this book is about. And if you're into like art and like art about lovers, this is the book for you. I really love this book. But guys, and I'm gonna struggle to pick this up, but this is called Paintings of Lavore by Lawrence Growing. This is the back, and this is the front. This is a very heavy book. As you can see, it's very thick, and it is filled to the rim with art and paintings of lovers and just romanticism and romancing, you know, life. So I do recommend this book if you're into art, if you're into that type of topic. So guys, get this book. This is very heavy. I'm like struggling to hold it. This sucker, like this book probably weighs like 2 or 3 pounds. It is a heavy book, so it is filled to the rim with art, and I do recommend. Last book, guys, and this whole haul is called Classic Roses by Peter Beals. It is an old book on just roses. I really want to grow some roses on my balcony and just have some plants, so I really want to know more about it. So this teaches you how to grow roses, different type of roses. Guys, do you know there's like 100 roses like in a rose family? Like it's just like cool facts about roses and stuff. And roses is like my favorite flower, so I really wanted to know more about it. So this is the front, and this is the back, and it has just like images of just like, you know, roses and stuff, and which roses you want to buy, well, what rose is which, and which ones you want to buy, how, you know, what type of seeds you got to get to grow these type of roses, where they're originally from. So it goes in depth about just, you know, the history of roses and when the first rose was ever made, was ever grown. So I really, you know, love different topics on stuff like this. So I really want to, you know, grow some roses this year. So yeah, this is a good book, and I do recommend if you want to grow roses and if you want to, like, you know the history of flowers, of rose flowers. Alright, Vixen, so that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. Sorry about how late it is. I know this took 2 weeks, but guys, I really wanted the haul to be good, and I really wanted to, like, you know, include more into it, because I know you guys love my long book haul, so I want to make sure it's, you know, it has a lot of books. Tell me what books you guys like, or what y'all willing to try. Do you like, have you read any of the books? Are you willing to read them? Are you gonna buy some? Are you which topic are you interested in? Do you like what book do you do like or you don't like. Like, let me know what your feedback is. I will really appreciate it, and it will really help my channel grow more if you give me feedback. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my channel. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and choosing my channel to be something that you are taking your time to watch. It means so much to me with you guys doing that, and I really appreciate you guys. And I will see you vixens again soon. Bye, loves.